I thought I'd look up Queen Victoria because now that bit sort of hit me a bit about when she made a government. So I'm going to find information. So we just look up a little bit about her first. So after the Indian Mutiny in 1857, the government of India was transferred from East India. I mean, this is looking up Queen Victoria, right? Was transferred from East India Company, which was the company that was trading when we were doing all the bit backwards and forwards to America. Okay, it was called the East India Company, to the Crown. When, with this position of the Governor General upgraded, and in 1877 Victoria became Empress of India under the Royal Titles Act passed by Disraeli's government. So in 1887 there was a government, and this is where I think Tartaria changed. I wanted to look up roughly when Victoria didn't rule the world anymore, or England, or all the other countries, because don't forget we've got a Commonwealth from it all. But by 1882 it was all over in the later years. But up here it talks about the British East India Company, and that was a company that was going when we were taking all the stuff over to America, like I said. So that's there, which ruled much of India, and then it was dissolved, incorporated into the British Empire. The Queen had relatively balanced view of conflict and condemned. She wrote her feelings of horror and regret as the result of this bloody civil war, and insisted, urged by Albert, that an official proclamation, couldn't say it then, announcing the transfer of power from the company to the state. So maybe this is where it all happens, where government comes in. Well, she breathed feelings of generosity, benevolence and religious toleration at her behest. A reference threatening the undermining of native religions and customs was placed by passage guaranteeing religious freedom. What does all that mean? I mean, here in 1874 there was a general election. Disraeli was returned to power, so he was already Prime Minister. He passed the Public Worship Act 1874, and it goes on. But something happened just before here. It's really strange, because here it says the Parliament of England was the legislature of the Kingdom of England, existing from the early 13th century until 1707, when it was united with the Parliament of Scotland to become the Parliament of Great Britain, after the political union of England and Scotland created the Kingdom of Britain, Great Britain. It talks here about Queen Victoria being the monarch of the United States and Ireland and the British Empire, and then from June the 20th, 1937 till her death in 1901, at the start of her reign, which I'll press that in a minute. Oh, here we go. A responsible government is a conception of a system of government that embodies the principles of parliamentary accountability, the foundation of the Westminster system of parliamentary democracy. Governments in Westminster democracies are responsible to Parliament rather than the monarch. At the start of her reign, responsible government outside of the United Kingdom itself was unknown, but starting in 1940s this would change. So there you go. Do you know something? I have repeatedly told people that I think something happened in the 1830s, 1840s, without really knowing why, but knowing that it did. And there you go. This is where the start of the Tartaria finished, was when Queen Victoria and all these changes and all these parliaments were happening. So a lot of them were happening just before we changed ours, then we went into it. There you go, guys. She was, if you believe it, was part of the Tartaria, and yeah, in her reign it all got changed. You know, there was all these statues on top of Buckingham Palace. They're not there now. So yeah, sorry, he's the first. This is the Commonwealth, Australia. There's all her, because we were sort of head of it still. So Newfoundland, that is in Australia, New Zealand. Oh my god, that is in Canada. It's an island. Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Oh, there's a lot like that. Look at that. These are all the people. Sorry, you can slow it down if you want. New Zealand, United Kingdom. Let's have a look. There you go. 1841. 20th of June. Or 1837. United Kingdom. Then let's have a look at him. Was a British Whig statesman. Oh, let's have a look. It's taking me there. Let's go back. Let's go back. Sorry about that, guys. I just want to press the link. There we are. He is best known for being Prime Minister in Queen Victoria's early years and coaching her in the, and then of course it carries on. So there you go. 1837. Yep, there you go. There's all. There you go. That's when it happened. This is when we weren't Tartaria anymore. And then it goes on. And there you go. So there you go. It started in 1837 with this guy here. This is where we changed from her ruling everything to a government, which was us, I think, ending Tartaria. What a big decision and a big project then at the time. But nobody would have known why, would they? It's all been done differently, you know, like